So, Tyson Fury ducked Alexander Usyk. Or did he? The ducking narrative has gained no small amount of traction in public fora, yet, if I recall correctly, it was Usyk who ducked Fury last December. Fury didn't duck Usyk at all, and here's why. Firstly, the fight now looks set to go ahead in December in Saudi Arabia as part of a tournament involving Wilder and Joshua. Secondly, the ducking narrative just doesn't square with the man who took on Deontay Wilder only months after a near 3-year hiatus from the sport. The man who, for his first fight on foreign soil, beat former two-time cruiserweight champion Steve Cunningham in his hometown of New York, and of course the man who beat the great Vladimir Klitschko in his own backyard in Dusseldorf, Germany. My read of the fight collapse is Fury wanted out from the moment it became clear the Saudis could no longer front up the sums of money they offered to Joshua for his Ruiz and Usyk rematches. But, not wanting to be the one to leave everyone down, he tried to make Usyk the scapegoat by constantly adding or changing contractual stipulations in the hope that Usyk might be the one to pull out, which he eventually did, but not before accepting a plethora of contractual changes and propositions, so that when Usyk did pull out, he effectively called Fury's bluff and scored a knockout in the court of public opinion. His first knockout, incidentally, as a heavyweight. Congratulations. YouTubers such as Sporting Icons and True Geordie insinuate or outrightly claim that Fury is afraid to get in the ring with Usyk because he apparently, quote-unquote, knows Usyk will beat him. This is where these would-be boxing expert YouTubers show their true colours, or should I say ignorance. People who say Fury is afraid of fighting Usyk cite, among other things, the few fights he's had against shorter men as evidence that Usyk has a chance of winning. They point to Steve Cunningham, who floored Fury in the Garden in 2013, and Otto Wallin, who opened up a cut over Fury's right eye and who, like Usyk, is a southpaw. But Fury is a much more experienced fighter now than when he fought those men, and both fighters lost to Fury, Cunningham by knockout and Wallin by unanimous points decision. If anything, these fights prove that in addition to possessing an unnaturally ample skill set, Fury also has character and doesn't give up when the going gets tough, as other elite heavyweights have done in the not too distant past. Then there's the brace of Joshua losses to Usyk. YouTubers point to the fact that their beloved hero, the Herculean smiley-faced Anthony Joshua, was twice beaten by Usyk, and that Fury, looking over his shoulder now, knows his game is up and is ducking the Ukrainian. No. Joshua is a great fighter, an elite level fighter. His overall skill set, though not extraordinary, is solid, and combined with his size and athleticism was good enough to get him to where he is today, which is the elite level. But he was always a bit overrated, and his greatest shortcoming was his inability to box on the inside. In the first Ruiz fight, he looked like a deer in headlights when he was caught on the inside, and rather than tie his man up, he buried his head in his gloves and waited for the storm to pass, which it didn't, and he lost his title. Fury, on the other hand, is a genius on the inside, and for those more interested in technique, I would encourage you to check out Modern Martial Artist for an in-depth breakdown of Fury's skill set. My prediction, for what it's worth, is a Fury victory. I don't think there's any way Usyk wins this fight. Why not? It's a matter of principle. If two fighters are evenly matched, as Fury and Usyk are, then the bigger guy always wins.
Sonny Liston, George Foreman in a phone booth. Who would win?
Let me see. I think George Foreman would have won because Liston would have to look up to him. Liston was not a tall guy. He was 6 foot.
Joshua, of course, had a similar size advantage, but he lacked the skill set to make it count. His movement is far more predictable and readable than Fury's. Usyk swooped in and out under the jab and created all sorts of angles that enabled him to land combinations to the head and body. Some point to the fact that Usyk is faster than Fury. But is he? Perhaps, but not by much, and certainly not enough to nullify Fury's massive height and reach advantage. Whatever way you look at this fight, it's advantage Fury. The smaller fighter must take the fight to the bigger man. The onus is on him to try to get on the inside. Otherwise, the bigger boxer can jab and move at distance and rack up points. Usyk has no choice but to take the fight to Fury, to get within range to score points. It's like a medieval army having to charge up a hill to invade a city on a hilltop. As the attacking army approaches, the city's archers can pick them off from the safety and vantage point of the city ramparts. Fury has the footwork and agility to be able to move in and out of range at a step and set up odd and unpredictable angles to pick Usyk off with jabs, long hooks and uppercuts, and that's just counter-punching. Fury can, if he so wishes, take the fight to Usyk. use the smash, grab and lean technique in addition to boxing and moving, and that's the more subtle advantage of superior height and reach. Fury knows that Usyk must try to get on the inside. Usyk doesn't have any other option. Fury does. Fury can mix it up extremely unpredictably, and this unpredictability over long periods of time will prove too enervating and energy sapping for the smaller man. Admittedly, the prospect of the fight is exciting, because you feel for the first time in years Fury is in the ring with someone who will push him to his limit. Some believe Usyk's footwork and head movement will be too much for Fury to handle. We'll just have to wait and see on that score. But I believe that just as Muhammad Ali was the first person to read Joe Frazier's smoking head movement and time his punches, so too Fury will be able to pick off Usyk from the outside and apply more pressure on the inside as the fight progresses. I can see Usyk fans, or should I say anti-Fury fanatics, getting increasingly frustrated as the reality slowly dawns on them that the duck egg in their hero's record is about to be cracked. Fury all the way. Tyson Fury, Gypsy King. Tyson Fury, the GOAT.